Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending where you're at. God bless you for tuning in. Welcome to Lee's Kitchen. I finally got apples. My boy came up to visit, and I had him stop on the way to the orchard, our local orchard around here that grows nice juicy apples. Um, I've already did one batch. I started last night, and I got one batch already done. I'll show you that here in a minute. The second batch is in the crock pot. That's finished. That's ready to be canned. And then, of course, you can see behind me I have pots boiling and everything. I'm sanitizing my jars and my lids and the seal and everything. Make sure it's all done. Well, I already got this much apples already peeled, so we definitely gotten there, and it's doing pretty good. I was using a potato peeler, an apple peeler, but unfortunately it wasn't working right. And I also noticed by using that, I was losing all my juice from my apples. So what I'm doing here is just kind of going in and getting the top part of the apple, and then I take a small layer, just kind of peel back the apple, get the peeling off. Some people, I guess, I don't know. Some people like the peeling. I have seen, other videos where people were making apple butter and they would leave the peel on their apples and stuff. I prefer not to. I don't know. I've always done it this way. Me and my dad used to do it like this all the time. And it's like, this is the best way. And of course it's hard on my hands and everything, but you know what? I'll get over it. Like everything else I have to get over. So, but definitely it makes it so much easier. I saved the juice. The apple's not losing its juice like it would if I was doing it the other way. So it's kind of good. So what I do after that, and then I slice it half and half, make it in quarters, pretty much, because I got to get the core out. So this is the way I've been doing it. This way I can keep the juices in the apple. I'm not making a really big mess, because I tell you what, I was using I don't know what I did with it. I was using the potato peeler, or apple peeler, and everything, and it was just making a mess. It's like juices running everywhere. So here you got I don't know if you guys can see from over there, but you can see right here where the core is, where the apple core is. So all I'm going to do is cut that part out of it and each of the edges here. Okay, so that be gone. So all I do is I cut around, and I'm only losing that little bit of apple, and that's pretty good. And then I just cut it up in little tiny quarters from there. So it makes it really easy. And you can see the outline of the core. I mean, it's pretty awesome, I think. I don't know. Just got to watch the seeds, those like to hang onto you. So yeah, but no, I've been busy. I've been trying to get, like I've been keep saying on my other cooking shows, that I want to get my apple butter going, and I finally did, because I was down to just a couple jars. Now I was talking about jars. Oh my God, I was looking all over the place because I thought I had the small little pint jars, and I couldn't find them nowhere. Then finally this morning, I was in the pantry, and I discovered that I used all my jars for my strawberry jam. So I had a couple little jars left, and then what I'm using is the half pints, and it takes up more, but it just means I'll have to eat more when it's in the refrigerator. Because these will last quite a few years, in your cupboard. They say a year, but you can go a couple years with this. Unless know something I don't know, let me know. Leave me a comment, because that way I know. I just gone by what the old, old people say. The elders. They always said the elders. And that was always the way they always said stuff. The elders. So definitely it's fall. Apple. I canned some apple pie filling. I got 4 quarts of that done, or 6 quarts. I think I got 6 quarts of that done and everything. So it's like constantly doing canning. I got my salsa done. You check out all my videos that I did, because I canned salsa and everything like that. So if you want to see that, and I know you guys have been wanting to see me do my apple butter. I had a recording last year, but because you can't have music in the background or this or that, so I couldn't use that content. So you had to wait a year for me to redo my apple butter. Why do they call it apple butter? There's no butter in it. So of course we clean up our mess. But for this point here, I'm gonna have to stand up for. But luckily thank you for my wonderful viewer that gave me this table. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's really nice. It's really nice. I can move it around. Now this is not going to make that much, so I'm going to cut the camera so I can move you guys around a little bit. Alright. Like I said, I had to move the camera around and stuff. Actually, I wanted you guys to see. I don't have no lighting over here. I need lights underneath my cabinet. You know what I mean? I need some light. So this is the second batch of apple butter. And it's all done. Just going to kind of give it a scrape all the sides off real quick. And then what I usually do is I use a mixer, and it kind of splatters, so you got to kind of watch. I got already from my first batch. It's going to be kind of like, well, you know what? It's going to be after this. I'm going to have to really scrub my kitchen. So what you're doing is you're blending it all, kind of like getting all the apples all chopped up. Some people use like a potato masher, but I like to use my blender. Only because my hands and my back and everything can't take it. I just can't take it. And hopefully I don't fall down this time. Every time I stand up to do stuff, I fall. I'm working on getting me a better chair for the kitchen, so I don't have to stand up. It makes a weird sound, like a volcano or something. Well, it's hot as a volcano, I'll tell you what. It's really, really hot in here. But it's cold outside and very windy out here today in Wisconsin. Alright, that looks good enough for me. Okay, the next thing I want to do is unplug this. Because I don't have much room in my kitchen, so I got to keep doing things. Now, of course, if you ever seen my other cooking shows, oops, I think you guys can see, yeah, you guys, well, I got to raise you up a little bit here. Hold on, there we go. Alright, so, we use these to get the jars out. So all my jars are sanitized. put them over here so we can get them filled up. This is very, very hot water. That's why I love this thing. I don't know if you see how I do it. I just kind of let it rest on the edge of the pot here. And just kind of like let it drip out that way. I think I'm going to be only have enough to do 4 quarts or pints, whatever you call these damn things. So, we got that. Let's see what my camera looks like. Alright. I don't know. Actually, I can move this over. Hopefully that'll work. You guys got to see me move around. Oh, no, you can't see over there. I want you guys to be able to see. Maybe that'll work. Alright, so I got this is my Canon funnel. And then of course I have an old measuring cup. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill it up right to the bottom of my canning funnel. You want to leave a little breathing room because when it goes in back into the bath, you want that expansion room. There we go. There's 3 of them so far. I was figuring on 5, and I think that's going to be about right. Because it doesn't matter, but you know, I'm not going to scrape it out till, well, it'll be tomorrow morning when I do the rest of it. Because it's got to cook in 10 hours in the crock pot. The apple butter cooks for 10 hours, okay? Yep, perfectly. Oh my God, this is going to be great. All right. I need like a jar. Or, hold on a minute. I need like a cup or something. I have a little bit I can add into it later. We'll just put it in a coffee cup for now. And then I'll just add it in. Because there's a little bit in there, not much. Alright. So I'll show you what it looks like. If you can see it. Now that's out the, but now of course that's very, 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 very hot. Okay? Very, very, very hot. But it's delicious. Oh my God. Amanda was here today and she helped me out with peeling some apples and everything like that. And I tell you what, it turned out wonderful. It turned out wonderful. Don't mind me, I get a little lost and dazed and confused sometimes. So after you get them all filled up, you want to make sure your edges are all clean. Alright? Do not have anything on the lip or where you screw the lid on. Okay? Because if you do, you're not going to have a good seal. And you want to make sure you have a good seal. And then of course here, I use a set of prongs. And I grab my seals, put those on. Sometimes you get like 2 of them. Now they're very hot because what I do is I boil them. That way they're sanitized. Okay? You want to make sure they're sanitized. Some people don't. I've actually seen where some people actually don't put their seals on, or boil them, I should say. I have seen it where people don't actually boil it. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if I can trust it that much yet. I've always done it this way. My family's always done it this way. This is the way they always canned. You know what I mean? So, there we go. We got all 5 of these. Now you just want to kind of like give them a little bit of a tag, tight. You know, don't squeeze it. Seal, just enough to hold that in place. And make sure you're leveled. You know, make sure you're not cross-threading or whatever, you know what I mean? Alright. You don't want to crank them tight. You just want a little bit of a tightness to them. Alright, so now I'm going to grab our doohickeys. Here they are. And we're going to put them back in the water. Now they're going to boil for about 20 minutes. Okay? Boil these for about 20 minutes. There we go. Make sure that there's enough water on top of it. Alright? So now, let's make, I hope you guys are seeing me okay. Now let's make our last batch here. Simple recipe. Put it on high. Grab all the apples that you just chopped up, spent time doing, and dump them in there. Make sure you get all the goodies. Now these are sweet apples. So they're kind of in the sweet side, but I'm going to show you how I make apple butter. We're going to take a half a cup of brown sugar, alright, and we're going to do the same thing with white sugar. We're going to add a half a cup of white sugar, sprinkle it around. Alright. I love my jars. I love them. They're really cool. Keeps everything fresh. I got even my coffee. I got one for my rice. Powdered sugar, all that stuff. So after you got that done, now we want cloves. We only want just a pinch. Just a pinch of cloves in there. And then we want nutmeg. About a 1/4 a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then you want a couple pinches of salt. And then we need our cinnamon. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Okay, and I even have a jar for my cinnamon. And I have it written down up on top here. So, then we need our vanilla. About a 4 teaspoons, so that's about what that is. So we're going to sprinkle that on there. Alright, so, then you want to give them a little bit, get that brown sugar pushed down in there a little bit. White sugar, all that stuff in there. Alright, just kind of give it a little bit of top. It's hard to steer at this point, but you let it cook for a few hours, it'll start loosening up where you can really get all that gooey goodness in there. Okay? So, after you the process is you peel your apples. I did about a bushel and a half of apples that my son got me. So you want to peel them. Make sure you get the core out of them. Make them like if you're making mashed potatoes. You know, what some people do. I don't know. Little squares type deal. Enough to fill the crock pot up. Okay. Once you get the crock pot filled up, you want to put cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, sugar, brown sugar, and a pinch of cooked cloves, and a pinch of salt, 2 pinches of salt. When that gets done cooking up into for about 10 hours, you just leave it in the crock pot, let it go. Usually best thing to do is like at nighttime, that way when you get up in the morning, house smells wonderful. I mean, totally wonderful. So, and I take my mixer. Some people use a potato masher, you know, get it all mashed up. I liked it a little more finer. So I was going to do chunky this year, but I decided not to. But anyway, so you take the blender and you just kind of blend it up a little bit, you know, to get all the apples down to a fine, like applesauce type deal. And then you know, once you do that, make sure you get your jars sanitized. Bathe your jars, fill it up with hot water and everything. Let it boil for about 10 minutes or so. And I do the same thing with my lids. I put all my lids in here, and I'll turn that on, let that get a good boil going on. And then once that gets all boiled up and everything, then I'll take my jars out, and you saw where, you know, fill up all the jars up with apple butter, leave about a 1/4 of an inch, a 1/4 of an inch up, you know, from the top, so it has some breathing room. And take your lids, put your lids on, don't tighten them, just nice little hand tight. Drop them back into your bath water that's already hot. Get that going for about 20 minutes. Take them out, let them pull, and you'll hear pop, pop. That means you did good, because that means everything's sealed. Now I'm going to show you. Let me turn this around so I can see if I'm pointing the camera in the right direction. Oh, I can do it here. So here, there we go. So here I got little tiny pint size. I wanted more of these so I can use them as gifts and stuff. So, but then I got a couple of jelly ones, and of course you want to make sure the lids are tight. And they pop if this goes down, because when they first come up out of the water and stuff, it's raised. This will drop down. It means you got a good seal. Okay, so I did all these, and then this is what we're doing now, because I ran out of the small jars and didn't realize I'd made strawberry jam. Check that out on my video, you guys. And then of course I got apple butter, so you can kind of really see. Look at that, doesn't that look yummy? Looks pretty good, don't it, you guys? So yes, thank you. Let me get over here and lean again. But thank you for joining me on how to make apple butter. I want to be prepared. I want to be stocked up. I mean, I got nutrients right here. I could eat this if everything else runs out. You know what I mean? So definitely canning. I love canning, but it's hard on me. I'm trying, but I'm getting there. So definitely check out all my other videos, you guys, and definitely leave me comments, questions, ideas. Give me ideas. I need more ideas. I'm running out of ideas. Well, I'm not, because I got a few more things. I still got to do a couple other recipes I'm doing. I'll get those on as well. But God bless you. Please be safe. Be kind to others as others be kind to you. And always remember, you never know what the situation the person next door to you or down the street or up the road is going through. And a kind word and kind gesture, or you know, just checking on them. You check on your elderly neighbors and stuff. You know, I make this. I'll be passing this on to a couple of my neighbors and stuff. You know, it's just my gesture of my love, my appreciation, and it makes people happy inside. You want to be happy inside, and always remember that, and always have God in your heart. I love you guys. God bless, and I will see you at the next video.